definitely him. They've trusted me. Uh, I'm gonna say the meditation of it all. You know, connecting with higher self, even in his own practice. I appreciate that.
So the tools and things that you've seen change with your young people, you've seen an attitude shift. They've adopted meditation, growth mindsets, peace of mind, excitement about life, Afrofuturism, a shift in consciousness, a shift in identity. They've been able to apply critical thinking skills, affirmations, mindfulness, taking action in the community, so community service, philanthropy, food drives, social groups, and you've seen a trickle down effect. So they're not just keeping the knowledge for themselves, they're creating balance and sharing it with others, and also prayer. And I would say, in past Flourish agendas or Camp Achilles and stuff like that, we focused a lot on health, and I stopped eating beef at 18 because of Ed's workshop, and I'm 30 and I still don't eat beef. But it changed what I felt about my body and what I know. And I know in other camps we've done yoga and stuff like that. And so I've seen some of the young women like really push dance, like because we do the dance every year at the end. And so what's her name? Candy's daughter. She went to school for dance, but when she came to Achilles, she just liked to dance. And then she met another young girl that was a dancer, and that just kind of became the thing. Like every year they make it up dances. So like this personal fitness and like really being more in their body, I've seen that too.
Yes. Nice.
Cool. So 8. In what ways can this work be more responsive to your needs? What health and healing related needs do you have that are not addressed? How could our efforts better meet your specific needs?
I think that it's not just a need for me individually, so much as it is a collective need to really be intentional around decentralizing masculinity, and also building mentorship practices so that fellows are continuing to get like professional development training to like step into leadership roles that will continue to support Camp Achilles and Flourish Agenda's evolution. And so that we can learn it, and so that we can empower youth as well. And there's just, that we just keep building the organization. I would even like to say that I feel like there should be a theme around decentralizing masculinity at camp next year, and intentional training around it, because I realize just asking for it to happen is not enough for it to happen. Like we have to be really deeply intentional about it.
For me, I love holding space. Holding space is fun, but then after a while, I can't take on anymore. And after years of that wears on my mental, my emotional, that wears on me. And so I feel they're, like Brother Sisway said, let's get into that radical love. Of course, let's allow the purge, but we can't stay in the purge, because then that's that cycle, and then we take that into next year, and then into next year, and we never really move forward. Done.
I'm gonna stop. So you speaking to vicarious trauma, and so in what ways do you feel like Flourish Agenda as an organization can support you with the impact of vicarious trauma? Because that's what you're speaking to, like, being impacted by all these things, and now you don't have capacity anymore.
It's not about not having capacity. It's about, all right, so we've unpacked all of this. Now, what do we do with it? How do we now move forward from this? How do we leave it there and move there?
Yes.
I think science of mind. We become our thoughts, and so if we just keep on taking in all of this fucked up shit, we become fucked up shit, and that's what we give back to the kids the next year. So how do we become something different?
Ascend to the next level.
Yeah, build to, like, now we left that. Let's build and apply something a little different.
It's
Because
like healing center versus trauma informed, and
Yes.
like making that shift as an organization. After now we have like this literature from Gen Right. Now we like are actually like walking the walk and talking the talk and doing the thing.
And I think maybe we should be having like a monthly meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be just a cutoff and then, you know, all right, March is here, time for training. You know, it should be a consistent relationship building for the community, because like Mama Nedra says, she ain't about to continue to do this, you know. So us as a people, us as community members and people who do this, we're responsible for continuing on this legacy and being able to, you know, just tap in with the gurus and being like, hey, Oracle, how you doing? This is what's going on over here. And, you know, like just being able to that, because like us showing up here, it says a lot about the individuals in the room, right? Because we were able to show up. Period. Don't matter what we had going on. It don't matter what popped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all showed up. So that says a lot about how much we care about the youth and we care about the work that's dedicated to the community of Oakland and beyond with what we do at Camp Akili. So yes, I would love for Flourish Agenda to hold space monthly, like just a monthly meeting that, you know, it's always gonna happen. It's either you show up or you don't show up. Second Saturdays of every, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to know that you have that space, even if it's 12 months out the year and you only make it to 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that you can go there and feel rejuvenated, like Mama Med said. She was like, look, I ain't gonna be home until after 8 o'clock. I'm tired. I've had a long day. But as soon as we start popping in, it's that love energy, that radical love that Brother Sway talks about when we all come together. So just being able to reconvene and recommune every month, you know, underneath this type of umbrella.
Yeah, rejuvenating. I think that was like needed for me during the process.
Yeah.
And like, I was definitely like a total empath the entire time, not only taking in the kids' shit, but also everybody else. And I think it's so hard because we have our meetings so late, and which is fine, that's what you gotta do. And they're like, all right, forget our feelings, let's go. This is what we did wrong, this is what we did right, this is what we're gonna do tomorrow. Cool. I need some sleep, which is needed. Sleeping is a part of health, but it's also like, yo, this girl talked about this trauma that I also went through, and I didn't get a second of the day to like resonate with that. And like, at the end of the day, we all care so much about the kids that we're cool with putting our stuff aside, but at some point we need to address it. And if it's those once a month meetings or whatever, like, that's dope, something like that. So
even if it's at the lake.
Even if it's at the lake,
spot, like anything,
And even like just to tap in on what you just said, like about after camp, like this was your first year doing Freedom School and Camp Akili. This was your first year doing Freedom School added with Camp Akili. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a lot, because we go from doing Freedom School, we don't got no break, we stress trying to pack and stuff, and then it's time to go, right? And we're giving ourselves even more. My voice just came back like last month. I'm just getting my, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, and y'all know, like, I mean, that's why Jazz is laughing, because she know Jazz didn't had her voice gone for months, right? So just being able, you know what I mean? Like, but being able to have that I feel like not just rejuvenation, but like after camp, there should be some type of healing for the counselors, because we take on so much. Because I know
so dope.
You know what I mean?
At the end of the camp, well, it's not supposed to be about camp, but
right.
As workers in this work,
Yeah.
if we have support with just having more healing spaces and retreats for the adults, like 1440.
Yeah.
And y'all
For
our-
after
y'all
camp.
1440.
But it's after camp. You know what I'm saying? Not before camp, but after camp. I mean, it's about self,
Healing
right?
spaces.
Exactly.
But the retreat is a healing space. Yeah, like when we went to Isha Beast,
after
just
camp,
that moment was a retreat. That was
oh
a
my
retreat.
god, that was so
Just being
amazing.
able to sleep,
Like,
wake up,
literally
eat,
just-
love on something, sleep what you love, and then do it
We
again.
had to create our own thing.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
to.
like I spent the night at Christina's house that night.
Right.
I didn't even go home. I was like, I can't go home.
Right.
I need to like
See, it was perfect.
And we were all so
They get
drained.
burned out right
We were
now.
all drained.
This year was a draining year,
It
so it's
was.
like feeling all of that energy after camp and how drained we was. Like we would legit slept into the next day, you know, into
And
like
through
the
the
evening,
day.
like just through the
Like
day,
7 o'clock.
and not even
next
really
evening.
thinking about how drained we was, because usually we just go, but
Right.
Yes.
I think yes, with as far as more consistency outside of camp, but that's and I feel like that's always been a conversation and it's always been brought up, and I feel like the effort that goes into camp, since camp is camp, like it's been going and the energy's been going into it, I feel like the energy needs to be shifted because camp's gonna happen.
period.
Yeah.
It always happens. So the actual energy and focus needs to be outside of camp, like the monthly meetings, or even if we do have like an event, a random event going on in Oakland or San Francisco or wherever, you know, because I know it seems like a lot of people don't want to venture outside of Oakland for whatever reason, but there's so many other things to do outside of Oakland also. And I just feel like inviting everybody or just having that building the community, like actually being a community on a more consistent basis.
I feel like we had that when Flourish Agenda had an actual location. Like
Right.
back when there was the spot, when there was the leadership excellence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to that point, we are a couple of things. Just and we're not supposed to. I didn't want to get into too much Camp Achilles stuff, but we're here. And if you have to leave, because it is time now. Too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But we are in the process of getting a space.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we are in that process. So we'll have a place where people can come, because that's been a huge barrier with the space that we have
Some tenacity
here,
in the walls.
because we're using somebody else's space now. And we also are going to be doing some more hires, which will provide some space for some of the after support that's needed. Because right now it is just camp, like that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that can be attended to, given like how small we are. And then there was something else that was said that I wanted to comment about. Yeah, so we'll have space, and there will be opportunity for people to drop in and potentially for work with young people afterwards. And we're still not going to be steeped into direct service much. So the onus is going to be up on the group to create that. Because our focus is less on direct service and more on spreading, so that people are actually have the capacity to do the work in their own communities. Does that make sense?
I show you. So you like train us and to go and
Yeah,
hit
it's
it?
training, and it's also it's training, and because we're doing work nationally. New York we just did a training there. I mean a retreat there. So it's spread a lot thinner, and our intention when we got back into doing Flourish Agenda was not to do direct service and not to do work like we had been doing before with having, just a camp in Oakland. It was more about how do you spread this radical healing work more broadly, and get out of the rat race. I'm just gonna call it rat race of being a traditional nonprofit, get the grant spended and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And so now we're more of a social enterprise, and so we get more contracts now and less support around direct grant support for direct service. Rather, we're more of a TA provider now.
Okay, like a
Technical
franchise?
assist. Not
Almost.
a franchise as much as you mean yes.
Because the New York
Yes.
people were there
Yes.
and they
Yes.
buy it and
Yes.
boom.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we're
I
looking
see
at
that.
moving to more like a Freedom School CDF model.
But
In
with
that,
spirit.
listen,
And
in that Freedom School model, in that it's a hub, and we'll be able to see programs different
Okay.
places.
That's sexy.
Okay.
That's sexy.
So,
proud of
you feel like the work could be more responsive to your needs by starting to decentralizing masculinity, more PDs and professional development, intentional professional development year-round, mentorship, a place to heal, process, consistency, tools to evolve and rejuvenate yourself, more healing-centered work, monthly check-ins, a skill share space, more radical love, more healing spaces, and mental health support.
Ashe.
I'll show you.
And so it is.
And so it is. What?